At the Dutch Pinball Museum, we collect stories before they are lost. Because pinball history doesn't live only in machines, it lives in people, in stories that are often told once and then disappear. 5 minutes, one act timer, when it rings, the story ends.
Hello.
It's running. We're going.
Running.
So who am I? I'm David Thiel. I'm a pinball audio artist, what I call myself these days. I do the sound packages for pinball machines, which include music, but my primary focus is making the playfields come alive with sounds based on what you're doing.
Wow. Yeah.
That's what I do. I'm working on a project right now with one of my favorite collaborators. I suppose I can say that, Mark
Yeah.
Ritchie.
Oh, yeah.
We did Pulp Fiction, so
Wow.
we're doing another one.
Wow, doing another one. So how long is your career in pinball?
Well, the first time I worked, we were the company that did the original stuff for Data East. So 1987, 88, 89, for
Wow.
about 2.5 years. I did 5 machines. So I did the very first one, Laser War,
Oh, okay.
and then Time Machine, and several others. The last one I did was Monday Night Football.
Okay. Did you ever work with our friend LJ Green?
No.
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 Okay. She was working for Data East, but probably you didn't see her. Very lovely lady from the Netherlands. She lives in the Netherlands.
Ah, okay.
Okay. But tell me your untold story.
Okay, well, the interesting story was I was working for Gottlieb in the video game division, and I did QBert and some other things, but the writing was on the wall. It was going away. So I joined another company called Action Graphics, and we were converting games on home platforms like the Atari 2600 and that kind of stuff. The interesting part of this story is the other people who were working at this company at the time. We were doing C64 and Atari and ColecoVision. And I was working with a guy named Richard Ditton and his wife, Elaine Ditton, and a guy named Lonnie Robb, and another guy named Pat Lawler.
Ah.
And Pat was not there that long, but Richard and Elaine and I worked on a lot of projects, and then that company went out of business, owing us about 4 months worth of salary.
Ah.
So we started a new company that ended up being called Incredible, and one of our first big clients was Gary Stern for Data East, and so that's where I did my first pinball. We ended up doing all the soft stuff for Data East. But the interesting part of that story are these people doing these home video game console stuff. Pat Lawler, Lonnie Rapp, who's probably touched more pinball projects than any human being on the planet, and Richard Ditton, who wrote the operating system for all the Data East games, which I'm sure lived into the Sega games, and there's probably still some of Richard's code alive in Stern games now, I would bet. So all these people who ended up having a big influence in pinball were at this little 12-person company doing C64 games. I think that's interesting. and then years later, it's who you know. So I resumed my career in pinball in 2006 because I knew Lonnie Robb, and I knew Pat Lawler, and he was working for Stern Pinball at the time, and he was going to do Family Guy.
Yep.
And Chris Granner retired, and they said, well, who can we get?
Yeah.
And I was retired from Microsoft at that time, and I was looking to get back into it. So 20 years ago to this month, I started, but I couldn't do Pat's project because Pirates of the Caribbean for Dennis Norton had to get done first.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was my first machine in 2006. And then there's been a few since then.
Yes, and so family. Oh, we're gonna wrap it up,
and we're done.
Well, David, thanks for your story, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. 5 minutes is 5 minutes.
5 minutes is 5 minutes. It's democratic.
Yeah.